Hey Anonymai, welcome to a coin roll hunt for a BU roll of 1954 San Francisco Mint wheat cents. So what I've got here is my grading mat. I have a few benchmark cents to go off of that I use to compare in case I'm on the fence. After you do several of these, you start to get a feel for it. But if you're not sure, I've got a couple of 66s here and one here. I've got a couple of 67s, a 65 and a 64, and that'll give me a consistent way to see how this roll grades out. If I find the ones that are colored from being on the ends of a roll for any period of time, I'll put them here, and I'll grade this thing out. So I'll give you a quick peek. Look, that's pretty nice. It's not, it's got some scuffs there on the right side of the field. I mean, that could be a 65 right off the bat. So an average roll of uncirculated coins is considered to be about a 64. So we'll see how this grades out, above or below. Wish me luck, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. All right, Anonymai, what do you think about this stack of coins? I've got this thing graded out. A few of the uglies down here. They do have a little bit of dings, contact marks. Most of these are down here because of carbon spots or some really unsightly color. I put the end coins up here. I think these are the end coins, but it's hard to say. They have similar discoloration, and it was just the two of them. I think those are the end coins. As you can see, this roll graded out pretty well. It's split somewhat evenly between 64s and 65s, slightly more than 65s. These are a plus grade right here. So that's 64, 65, 65 plus, 66, 66 plus, and I think I have two 67s here. So I looked at those over and over and over to make sure that I wasn't fooling myself, as compared to the graded slabbed 67 54S that I have right here. These meet the mark. These have very similar amount of contact and miscoloration, which is almost none. But what little imperfections they are very equal to what's going on right here. There were, I guess I'll just show you one of those up close, or maybe both. Let me do a zoom. So here's the obverse of one right here. As you can see, it's pretty clean. Here's the reverse. This is the one that had the die crack up here on the wheat stalk toward the rim. You can see that there. After handling a lot of these rolls, I've begun to notice that that's a pretty common place for the die to crack. There is one over here too. I'm just seeing that now that I'm zoomed in. Despite the die cracks, this is a really strong strike on the reverse. You can fully see the letter O in the word one all the way around. Now, the quality of the strike really does matter, especially in these Lincoln cents. Here you go. Here's the other one. I think if I had to pick one, this would be the weaker of the two, but it's still beautiful. Again, die cracks. It was from the same machine. When you go through these rolls, you notice that even though there's multiple machines feeding the conveyor belt of coins, you can pick out the 3 or 4 dies that they were using during the process. So those are the two that I think are 67. I think this one's got the better shot. And then one of, like I said, you notice patterns in the roll. I kept seeing this one. Look at that mint mark. It's touching the 5. It's fully in contact. I don't think anybody would dispute that mint mark is in contact with the date. And there were a few in there. I don't know if that's worth money or if that's fairly common, but I thought it was funny. And then here was the last thing. It wasn't, at first, I thought I was looking at a die crack. Look down here, over here, at this wheat stalk. And the closer I looked, I realized it wasn't a die crack. It looks like a dropped piece of grease, perhaps, from one of these wheat stalks, making it a struck through grease. Sometimes you've heard of dropped letter errors, where a piece of grease gets jammed into one of the letters somewhere on the coin, and then that piece of grease falls out, and then the coin is struck through it, and so it has like a dangling letter somewhere. Well, I think this is like a dropped letter, except that it's not a letter. It really looks like a piece of grease to me that was on this wheat stalk. So tell me what you think, if you think that's what that is. But I graded that one out of 65. So anyway, I'm really pleased with this roll. You can see the bell curve here. It is above average, floating somewhere in the MS 65 average instead of 64. A lot closer to 65 than 64. So give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Should I send one of those babies in for grading? Be pretty cool to have another 67 in the collection. So let me know what you think. And if you like these coin roll hunts with the older Wheaties where I'm looking for higher grades and varieties, let me know if you like these, and just leave me a comment down below. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy hunting.